BlockShow 2019, Singapore. We are here, and we're bringing you technologists, CEOs, leaders, enthusiasts, market penetration guys. We've got, I think, almost everyone you can imagine and every sector covered in here. And we've heard some exciting things, but right now, I want you all to say hello and please introduce yourself, tell them what you've been up to, tell them what's going on, and let's have this conversation.
I'm excited to have that conversation. My name's Lark. I run the YouTube channel, The Crypto Lark. I'm all about giving education, information, getting people comfortable with the crypto space, but also conveying the message of why this space is so important, why the crypto economy is growing, what are the actual macro factors affecting everything that's going on. Throw in some reviews, throw in some interviews, and I have a good time doing what I do. And I love my job.
All right.
It's amazing. Yeah.
All right. Now, let me ask you this. How long have you been doing this?
So I've been doing the content creation stuff around 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, a
okay.
little more than 2 years now.
And
so.
what was the inflection point?
That I decided to start doing stuff? Or?
When you hit and became Lark, the man that knows everything and educating everyone on crypto and block.
You know, it's funny because a lot of it's learn as you go. In the early days, you know, I was not some guru, and I'm still not a guru, right? But it's just that it was me basically documenting my experience going through this, and you know, sharing my experiences and what I'm learning and all these different things, and you know, really deep diving, because I'm just deep diving in on all these different projects and stuff, and as well share all this research with everybody and share my opinions on it, right? And you know, just kind of move from there and start to get more, you know, into education and educating people on things. I did a course earlier this year. I'm going to do a new course.
What was the
next
course?
year.
What's the course that you did?
Yep.
And what's the course that you're going to do? And let's let the D-Live community know so they can tune into that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, they can go to thecryptolark.org, and I've got a free beginners course there. I mean, it's perfect for beginners. It takes you from nothing to being able to confidently have a conversation about Bitcoin, and also, you know, be able to get your first Bitcoin, send your first Bitcoin, all that kind of stuff.
Are you rewarding them with this behavior, or you're just showing them the path?
I'm just showing them the path.
Oh, good.
Just showing them the path.
Good.
It's like,
Fantastic.
here you go. Here's how you get there. That's what you can do. And but it's a lot of great value for people who have already been around the space for quite a while too. I've had a lot of people who've done the course and have said, you know, I've been in Bitcoin for a year or 2 years now, and I got a lot of value out of what this is. You know, not all the videos. Like if you want to know some of the basics, like how to send Bitcoin, you probably already know that. But it's like a 24-part video series, and so there's a lot of different stuff in there, from top tips and advice and stuff like that. Now, the thing that it's a free course, so you can go to thecryptolark.org, get a free course, enjoy yourselves, check out the videos.
Please log on and get that free course.
Now, next year, I'm actually going to be launching a updated, much expanded version of that course, but it's going to be a paid course. My biggest mistake that I realized that I made with the free course is that it's really hard to get the message out if you can't pay for marketing. You know, so this is the thing.
You run into the real business problem.
That's right.
Which is, how am I going to get paid?
Well, it's not even.
I've got to figure, because you have to keep the lights on. You have to keep offering. I mean, people think that when you put out content, there's zero cost involved. And I kind of take a slight offense to that, because you're receiving something absolutely free from this individual that wants to give you their passion, right? And they're just saying, hey, I want to continue to be passionate, but I'd also like to live and have a toilet to flush and some food to eat and the lights on so you can actually see and hear what's going on in this world. It's not a crazy concept.
It isn't, but I think one of the biggest things that you got to look at is, how can I get the message to as many people as possible? And I realize the reality is, unless I'm just forking out loads of money from my own pocket in order to educate people, and like I already did some of that, right? But there's only so many thousands of dollars I'm willing to spend before it's like, okay, you know, I've got to make this a business model so that I can actually reach more people with this message, educate more people on cryptocurrencies. And so that's kind of the idea behind actually having to monetize it. Is you can't market something and pay for Facebook ads and pay for Instagram ads and pay for the write-ups and all the newspapers and stuff like that unless you have money coming in.
And then the problem that a lot of people, I think, where they find the challenge is media being influenced by that dollar. Standing biased, getting the dollar from X and telling them their product is absolutely poop, and let's be honest. Right? And just say, this is great. Advertisers are X, Y, and Z.coin, and the coin sucks. Right? But I'm here to help the coin.
As a content creator, I do sponsored content. I work with different affiliate programs and things like this, and I think one of the biggest things for me is using, particularly the affiliate programs, things I work with, products that I actually am really excited about personally.
Right.
Like, crypto.com or Binance or something like that. I use those. I love those.
Right.
And I'm so excited to share those with the community because I think they're awesome. I think people should be using them because I think they're great products, right? And the bonus, of course, is then that, you get an affiliate bonus on top of that. So the equation starts to come in with, you might look at, different ICOs or something like that, and I've done sponsored ICO reviews, and some of those, have turned out not well on the market after some time. You're not in control after you do a review, and then 3 months later the sales delayed and things happen, right? But it's
and the guys are knocking on your door. Hey, you endorsed these guys. What's going on here?
That's right.
And they're looking at you like you're in the boardroom.
That's right.
So we have to dance that little dance and be a lot more careful. So let me ask you this. In all of this education, what's been the hardest thing to educate the masses on? The one pain point, is it the actual usage of the coin, or what is a Bitcoin in and of itself, or something completely different?
I think both of those are really what's people don't get. They don't get why you need it in the first place. You have to sit down and have that conversation about banking, how banks work, how the fiat Ponzi scheme works, and all this kind of stuff, right?
Right.
Then you can tell them, okay, so now you understand why this is interesting, why this is important. I think Andreas Antonopoulos really nails it out of the park with his response to why should I buy Bitcoin, or should I buy Bitcoin? He says, no, you shouldn't buy Bitcoin. You should go and learn about it first. And that's the first thing for people, is actually conceptualizing what Bitcoin is, what crypto, we're just talking about Bitcoin. You just want to start talking about the other whole pile of cryptocurrencies and their different use cases and applications, all this stuff. That's a real head job for a lot of people. But if we're just talking about Bitcoin, you got to get the vision across, and then you actually have to give the technical part across too, because it might seem really simple to you and I because we've sent plenty of Bitcoin transactions, but you remember back to the first time you ever sent a Bitcoin transaction, you send it, you're like, oh, is that going to go? What's going on here?
I can remember looking at a partner of mine's computer and thinking that he was coding. That's what I remember. Yep. I was thinking that he was coding at the time. And just a quick glance over the screen, and he's very early at that. Probably cipher, super early. And again, I think I was originally in Singapore a few years, and I just kind of glanced over and said, oh, okay. And then became the marriage of saying, how can I tell my grandmother that this technology, how am I going to explain Java and how that's going to make the internet become, and people become billionaires?
Yep.
That's what we're trying to explain to the world, essentially, right?
Absolutely it is.
So, what other challenges have you come across in the past, just in the past 18, 12 months, as you're giving out a lot of advice and as the market starts to go crazy with the ups and downs? How has that affected your business?
I think the biggest thing that you look at here is the emotional roller coaster that the average retail investor goes on. Okay. And the people who've been around for a while, they're just, the mindset's totally different. I got some of these guys in my Telegram group and in the community on YouTube, and the way they look at the market, because they've been through the cycles, right? Strong hands, right? There's the price down, who cares? But you see the retail investors, and it's a real emotional ride for them. And when the price is going crazy, and you're saying, hey, look, guys, price going pretty crazy. Right. Be aware of that. Be aware of how the cycles work. And they're like, nah, it's going to the moon. Whatever. I'm gonna put my whole life savings in at the top, and all right. And then of course it goes down, and big scam. Everything's a scam, and when it's cheap, the psychology, you need to think in reverse. But it's a real challenge, because one thing that cryptocurrency has brought in is a whole wave of retail investors who have no experience investing in anything else. And that's okay, but you have to deal with that as it comes, because you have people who, they go and buy Bitcoin, they don't understand anything about it.
You really had a really difficult, you've got, again, it's almost like the blockchain projects themselves. You have these fantastic ICOs, and then they realize that product that I was going to build, right? I have to build out multiple silos and connecting cogs to achieve at scale what I truly want to achieve. And if I've built it on something like Ethereum, am I going to achieve that scalability? will I be able to accomplish, or do I have to turn around and create another underlying solution underneath that to really bring it out?
Maybe make my own blockchain.
Oh my God, this is what people are finding this out, that it's an expensive proposition to rearrange the world. It's an extremely expensive proposition. So when you look at sectors, right, that will be immediately affected by technology, in particular blockchain and distributed ledger technology, who do you see being the most affected? What sectors do you see being affected the most in the shortest amount of time?
Well, that's interesting. The shortest, because at some point, everything to some degree, right? But the sectors that will get hit the most in the shortest amount of time, finance is going to be.
I was going to say, besides fintech, is that right? Because they're on it now. They're on it. They get it.
Yeah.
Right.
So finance is going really big into it. One thing that I think is going to be a really big use case that's not super sexy, but I think is actually incredibly valuable is going to be land registry.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I mean, because we're like a third of the world's population can't even prove they own the land. And so we talk about corruption in some of the developing countries where people, somebody comes in, hands somebody $100, all of a sudden the title to your property disappears if you even had one to begin with. So that's a real problem. Okay. And that's a problem that blockchain can solve, and a problem that blockchain can then monetize, because if you now have a digital record of your property, you can tokenize that, you can take a loan against it on something like a maker DAO of the future. Doesn't exist yet, but somebody's going to build it.
Smart.
Right? So
did you guys catch that? Did you catch what he's throwing you? If you're a product developer, an innovative entrepreneur, are you catching these fastballs, man? Come on.
Take it. Take it. Hit it, guys.
Come back and thank them too when you're done with it. Listen, we can continue with this for the rest of the evening, and I think that we should maybe drop a couple of videos a little bit later on between the two of us to continue this conversation.
Absolutely.
Because the wealth of knowledge that's happening right here, and we want to share it to you guys. We want to thank you so much for coming in and popping in on D-Live and
you guys freaking rock.
And I can't thank you enough, Lark. I appreciate everything that you do. Thank you so much for helping the community. Quite frankly, we're all out here trying to do our part to bring everybody, let them know that technology is here to advance our lives and make it better. And I'm so glad you're a part of it as well, man.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right.
Really great chatting with you. Thank you.
Yeah.